FIA Pure Motorsport. On this week's episode, we're searching for the next big FIA Rally Star. We'll show you the highlights of the beautiful Rally Kenya, and we'll be electrified by the Eco Rally Cup Valenciana, and of course, much, much more from the FIA World Motorsport. Rally Star is a global talent detection program organized by the FIA and its clubs.
FIA Rally Star is a program aimed at ASNs as much as it is young drivers. So ASNs are our national clubs in countries around the world. And we want to support these clubs to grow rally as a sport. And this is a way that they can select local talent.
The FIA Rally Star European Final at the Estering Rallycross track in Buxtehude, northern Germany is the first of 6 FIA Rally Star Continental Finals taking place in 2022.
There were more than 5,000 at the start of the program, and now we have 90 young people coming from 22 countries, and they just chase the dream to become one day World Rally Champion.
Up for grabs at the Estering is a place as Europe's representative in the 2023 FIA Rally Star training season, which includes 6 rallies in an M Sport Ford Fiesta Rally 3, plus physical and mental assessment, driver coaching, and testing.
Yeah, I think it's a chance you get once in a lifetime. I remember very well back at my time. I was participating at the same selection in Belgium, and it changed my life.
Well, it is the best opportunity I've ever seen come up, and it's the best opportunity probably ever, and it's something that we've always dreamed of, and to actually be part of the process is incredible, so I'm just honoured to be here, really.
Just to be here is a fantastic victory, so just continue driving and enjoy the time.
We're down to the last 32. It's amazing to see the camaraderie and the fact that everybody's getting on well together, and that they're all learning from this experience and enjoying the experience here in Germany.
So I think the biggest challenge with the cross cars here is that they are it's a very nervous car to drive, very powerful, so it's a tricky car to drive on a tricky, slippery track. Buxtehude is very demanding, and we know this from years in rallycross, but I think also it tells us, who has this good natural car control, so it's really interesting to stand and look at them.
It's quite cool actually that everyone's come together, and especially 14 females as well. It's nice to see some more girls coming through.
It's quite fun to meet new people, new guys. It's great.
I didn't know any of them, and now you get in touch and speak to each other, and after this event I know so many new people, and I'm sure we stay in contact.
Well, these 12 drivers who have made it through, wow, it's incredible. They are all truly winners, and they should all be very, very proud.
I've got the pleasure of being the chairman of the judging panel. It's a big responsibility, so we're looking for several things. First and foremost, speed. Drivers have to show speed, but also determination, attitude, and the way they generally portray themselves.
We want somebody who has the speed, who has the talent, like a raw diamond, which you can form later. And he needs the necessary motivation for that as well. But we have seen very talented drivers. They all deserve to be here, but at the end, there can be only one.
Very good first event, and I hope this is just the start for something new and something that will continue for a long time.
To be in this atmosphere, to see the reality of what it is to be here, and also feel the pressure. They need to deliver good driving, they need to deliver with media, they need to deliver, to be on time with all the preparations and everything. So it's a big step in for the future to go to
A lucky guy who has won the European final shootout, which is Romet Jurgensen.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big surprise because in the end to win this kind of competition is something special, of course.
Maja Hallenfelius of Sweden won the Women's Award. The 19-year-old will progress to the Women's World Final in North America later this year. Rally sport is very popular in Africa because for rallying you just need a gravel road. And in Africa you don't have to look far to find a perfect gravel road. And the FIA African Rally Championship is the most important rally series. For 41 years it's allowed rally pilots to live their passion. Pilots like Guy Botterill from South Africa, Leroy Gomez from Zambia, three-time champion Manvir Varyan, and last year's ARC champion Carl Tundo from Kenya. The continent's best drivers compete in Africa's most important motorsport event. That's what makes the African Rally Championship. For African rally teams, it's like the Olympic Games or the Football World Cup.
The ARC is a real prestigious event. It's phenomenal to take part in it. It's a very difficult event to take part in because it spans the whole of Africa.
This year, the FIA African Rally Championship presents itself again in full size and diversity. There are 7 stops all over the continent. Rallies are in the Ivory Coast, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Zambia, and South Africa. Africa is not only a big continent, but also the most diverse continent in the world. Its 11.7 million square miles of land is rich in biodiversity, featuring forests, woodlands, savannas, grasslands, and desert.
South Africa, you're driving the forests. Then again, you go to Zambia, you're driving on farms.
Every country has a different type of terrain, and each terrain has its own unique challenges.
But there is one thing all rallies have in common.
So what makes the African Rally Championship incredibly tough is mainly the climate and the road conditions. The roads are incredibly tough. They're much rougher than what happens in Europe.
So you have a lot more challenges on things that could potentially damage your vehicles.
The roads are always rougher. Climate's more extreme. It's always a challenge on both the driver and the car.
It's not only these challenges that help you grow as a driver, but also the competition.
I always say this, if you compete with the best, you become better. When you go to different countries, you get exposed to some brilliant drivers in other countries.
But the variety of countries is not only presenting challenges, it's rewarding the drivers with unforgettable experiences.
You know, the people on each event, every country that we meet new people, new characters, new friends for life. And the culture and the food and the experience of each country. Africa is a beautiful place.
And the FIA African Rally Championship is one of the most beautiful and toughest rally series in the world. Just 5 weeks after the season-opening Rally Bandama of the Ivory Coast, the second round of the FIA African Rally Championship gets underway in Kenya. For the second year running, the ARC Equator Rally will serve as a dry run for the WRC Safari Rally, which is slated for June. The field of participants has it all. Following their victory in the Ivory Coast Bandama Rally, the Zambian couple of Leroy Gomez and his wife Ursala are trying to extend their lead in the overall standings. Their biggest competitors come from Kenya. Current Kenya National Rally Championships leader Karan Patel, number 3, knows this route inside and out. FIA Young Star program driver and junior WRC driver McRae Kimati will be out to display the skills and tactics he learned in his stint in Europe after making history as the first Kenyan to ever complete a rally on snow at the WRC Rally Sweden in February. Last but not least, an all-women crew of Maxime Wahome and navigator Safina Khan. Ahead of the teams lie 2 legs of 185.32 kilometers of driving. Leg 1 is dominated by Karan Patel. In his Ford Fiesta 5, he is virtually untouchable in the opening loop, which revolved around the expansive Wildlife Conservancy in Soisambu. Karan wins 4 out of the 6 stages, but has problems with the drive shaft on the last 2.
We have a broken drive shaft, so we're rear-wheel drive only, so it's just we're losing time as we go, but we are lucky it happened towards the end.
His biggest rival, Leroy Gomez, tries everything but has to settle for 5th place after leg
1. I mean, look, Karen's at another level, but we've managed to keep it. We had a flat tire, so we lost a lot of time. But at least I think we're hoping we pull some time back in this stage into the guys in front of us. Karen's run away, so we're just trying to see if we can get back onto the podium.
Junior WRC star McRae Kimati damages his sump guard a few kilometers into the 2nd stage and falls back to 9th place in the standings. Yasmeet Chana in his Mitsubishi Evo X shows good speed and finishes the day in 3rd position. But the big surprise in Kenya, Jeremy Wahome in his Ford Fiesta Rally 3, who moves up to the 2nd position. Karan Patel leads with 37 seconds ahead of Jeremy Wahome and already is a minute 30 ahead of Yasmeet Chana. On the last day, it's Leroy Gomez who is in attack mode. He finishes special stage 7 in 2nd place and has the fastest time on the last special stage to push Yasmeet Chana out of 2nd place. The first podium placing for the Zambian in Kenya. Yasmeet Chana benefits from a mistake made by Jeremy Wahome to steer his Mitsubishi to a 3rd place finish, an ARC career best result for the Kenyan. The unlucky Jeremy Wahome in his Ford Fiesta Rally 3 was on his way to finishing 2nd overall, but had to settle for 4th place. But nobody can stop his fellow Kenyan Karan Patel. The 30-year-old and co-pilot Tusif Khan in their Fiesta Rally 2 triumph by a comfortable margin of 3 minutes 13 seconds and win for the first time in ARC round. 2 Kenyan teams on the podium and a great 2nd place finish for Leroy Gomez, who extends his lead in the African Rally Championship overall standings.
Very used to smooth roads in Zambia, so we had to get our minds calibrated, reprogram and map the brain for the Kenyan terrain. But it's a nice challenge. It really pulls out the best of you as a driver. You have to be more thoughtful about what you do.
We have X amount of time, a gap between us and the person behind us, so we just thought that it being a safari and anything can crop up at any time, so we're just taking care of the car, minimizing the wear and tear, and at the same time making sure that we're not too slow.
The opening of the FIA European Hill Climb Championship took place in France. And judging by the 48 drivers registered for the international part of the Saint-Jean-de-Garcol Saint-Pierre Hill Climb, a record for the event since it became part of the European Championship, the 2022 season is shaping up to be an exciting one. Italian Christian Merli and Austrian Karl Schagerl confirmed both their status as favorites and their intentions to win the European crown at the end of the season. In Category 2, Christian Merli never left any doubt about his ability to dominate. The Italian celebrated a landslide victory by winning by over 7 seconds in front of Frenchman Billy Ritchen. Karl Schagerl won Category 1 in his Bergmünster VW Golf Rally with around 700 horsepower. In his Lamborghini Huracan Frenchman Ronald Garcas had to settle for second place. The second round of the FIA European Rally Championship ended in dramatic fashion. Efren Lorena claimed a sensational victory at the Azores Rally after stealing the top spot from hometown hero Ricardo Moura on the very last stage. Moura appeared to be on course for a repeat of his 2016 victory, having led from the very first stage in his Skoda Fabia Rally. The Azorean looked comfortable on the stages but came under increasing pressure. Lorena put in the drive of his life. He set a pace that was more than 1 second per kilometer faster than Moura's, overturning the local star's lead in dramatic fashion to emerge after 214 kilometers, just 2.7 seconds clear at the finish. Young Austrian Simon Wagner finished 28 seconds behind Moura in third place. Italian driver Andrea Kimi Antonelli celebrated a pair of wins at the season opener in the ADAC Formula 4 in Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium. At the Formula 1 circuit in the Ardennes, the 15-year-old benefited from 2 pole positions and proved to be unbeatable on the first day. His biggest rival is also driving for the Prima Racing team. Rookie Raphael Camara had a great first weekend in Formula 4. In the first 2 races, he finished behind Antonelli in second place, but in the last race of the weekend, the 16-year-old Brazilian celebrated his maiden victory in ADAC Formula 4. Camara presented the Prima Racing team with its 3rd victory at the season opener. After the first race weekend, Antonelli leads the championship with 62 points, just 1 point ahead of Camara. Also, the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine started into the new season in Monza, Italy. The first race weekend was affected by the weather, but the heavy rain didn't scare Dino Beganovic. The Swedish racer had the lights to flag victory. Paul Aron achieved the same feat in the second race. The Estonian driver started from the pole position after setting the fastest lap in qualifying and gradually built up a strong lead over teammate Dino Beganovic, who finished second to make it a stunning 1-2 finish for Prima Racing. A very successful start into the new season for the Prima Racing team. Championships for vehicles with alternative drives are becoming increasingly important in motorsports. This also includes the FIA Eco Rally Cup. This cup is entirely devoted to electric vehicles running in regularity events. Anyone can take part who owns an unmodified car that is registered for the road. And that's what makes the event so popular. The number of participants is increasing. There are more events and they're getting bigger. This year, there are 8 events, including rallies in Spain, Portugal, Iceland, and Monaco.
It's nice places, nice stories, nice people. On one hand, we are rivals, yeah, of course. But on the second hand, we are friends. So we meet on each race. We like each other. Good company.
And with modern e-cars and a good charging station infrastructure, getting to the events is no problem these days.
We go for the rallies, e-rallies through all Europe, 8 races in Spain. We are from Czech Republic. We were to Bilbao, to Valencia with electric cars. It's 2,000 kilometers there. There is the race and 2,000 kilometers back.
Once the teams are in the competition, it's all about winning. Of course, but not about speed. 2 factors decide who ends up on top of the podium: consumption and regularity. The goal is to drive from A to B in a precisely defined time and at the same time pay attention to consumption. For every 1/10 of a second the teams are over or below the target time, they get 1 penalty point.
It's about the line on the road because on the straight it's simple, but in the course you can go with the 3 curves. You can have, I don't know, 100 meters, 80 meters, and different line, it's 150 meters. So in a speed of 50, it is maybe different 2 seconds. And you must be precise on the 1/10 of the second.
To reduce consumption, recuperation is very important. Regenerative braking is the recovery of the kinetic energy released during braking or acceleration.
The goal is to no use brakes, only recuperation, because when you touch the brakes, you are wrong.
To determine the winner of the rally, 2 tables will be created, one for regularity and one for consumption. The respective winners receive 15 points, the second 12 points, and the third 10 and down to 10th place, which only receives 1 point. The points from both tables are added together, and the team with the most points is the happy winner. The Eco Rally de la Comunidad Valenciana 2022 is the 9th edition of the Spanish event and marks the 2022 FIA Eco Rally Cup curtain raiser, with 25 competitors tackling a route of almost 440 kilometers. The general rules for the FIA Eco Rally Cup also apply to the first event of the new season. Participants are strictly amateur drivers in unmodified electric cars. The result is determined by combining cruise regularity with their efficiency. The Cosmopolitan start list featured crews from Belgium, the Czech Republic, France, Italy, Poland, Slovenia, and Spain. It will be led out by Eneco Conde in his Kia Soul, along with his 2021 title-winning co-driver Lauren Serrano, who will be behind the wheel of a Jaguar E-Pace this time, and the Czech duo of Michal Zdarsky and Jakub Nabelek, who finished 3rd overall last season.
The organization here is one of the best in the championship. Morella is amazing place. The views are amazing. It's the same for the whole rally. Castellón is too very nice, and we like this place. We like to be here again, and we'll try our best.
In addition, outstanding drivers from other disciplines are also taking part, such as the 2-time World Rally champion Luis Moya. Similarly of note was the participation of former Spanish rally champion Luis Clement, the Lexus UX 250h driver contesting the Energías Alternativas category in the domestic series. At the FIA Eco Rally Cup, everything is done with the environment in mind. For this reason, the organizers have worked hard to develop 2 complete charging infrastructures at 2 different locations, which can be operated simultaneously. The initial charging infrastructure was installed as in 2021 at the Renomar Power Station in Els Ports, which concentrates the energy produced by the wind farms located in the region. The second charging installation was located in Plaza de España in Castellón and consisted of 20 units with a total of 40 charging points. In both infrastructures, a total of 108 charging operations were carried out for the different participating vehicles. In all cases, My Recarga carried out full monitoring and continuous control around the clock to verify proper operation and thus determine the total energy consumption at the end of the test. Among the figures analyzed, it's worth highlighting the savings in atmospheric emissions avoided, which amount to 1 ton of CO2, with an average of around 500 kilos per day. Not only the eco-balance was excellent, but also the performances shown. The first stage started in Morella, the capital of the Castellón region in Els Ports. It was 130 kilometers long, almost 80 of which were covered only by the planned regularity route, the longest in the International Championship.
This is the first time for us to be here in Spain, and we see that really here are very strong teams. So honestly said, we don't have very much expectations. We want to gain more experience.
The second day was divided into 2 sections, one in the morning and the other in the afternoon, and like on the first day, numerous municipalities were visited throughout the more than 300 kilometers schedule. It was a really long day for the teams, starting in the morning and driving into the night. The second section did not end until 9 o'clock in the evening. But it was also a very exciting day. The results of the regularity classification showed that the reigning champion Eneco Conde was in second place behind Spanish driver Carlos Sagnese. But all the teams were very close in terms of points, so consumption would decide who wins the first Eco Rally of the year. On the last day, a special experience awaited the teams. They traveled to Grau de Castellón to enjoy a cooking show by Miguel Barrera. The chef of the Michelin-starred restaurant Cal Paradis prepared different dishes that allowed the national and international teams to experience Castellón's gastronomy firsthand. Afterwards, they celebrated the awards ceremony. In the end, Eneco Conde and co-pilot Lucas Sagnese won the first rally of the new season. They ranked second in both regularity and consumption and thus achieved the best result in the combination of the 2 values. Czech duo Miko Zdarsky and Jakub Nabalek finished in second position. Asturian pairing Carla Alvarez and Daniel Ramon completed the international podium. That's it for today. On our next episode of FIA Pure Motorsport, we'll present great Formula Regional action from Imola. We'll take a look at the great karting talents in Belgium. And we'll show you some spectacular hill climb racing from Portugal. Till next time, take care, everyone.
Welcome to the glorious sunny Netherlands. We're here in the Assen Circuit with World Superbikes for the second round in the FIA Sidecar World Championship. The opener was in Le Mans just 1 week ago. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement came away slender leaders. Are they going to hold that title lead when they leave Holland? 2 races later, we will know. Well, indeed it is a slender lead, just 4 points over reigning champions Marcus Schlosser and Marcel Fries. Tim Reeves, Kevin Rousseau, they're in third, 36 points. They were on the podium all the time. Kershaw, Wiesen, L'Église, the fastest of the French. And here we are in the Netherlands on the grid. A good crowd coming in. We're here with the World Superbikes and the sun is shining. There's a very, very stiff breeze, but the series leader is on pole position. Defending champions Marcus Schlosser and Marcel Fries alongside him on the front row. There 21, Benny Stroyer with Kevin Kolsch on board. Harry Payne and Mark Works there, Lucas Wiesen, Thomas Hofer, and there Ted and Vincent Peugeot on the blue and white outfit. As the support crews leave the grid here. Red flag moving away, lights will come in. Everybody watching those lights, they need to, and when the lights go out they go, and shooting through from the middle. That looked like Benny Stroyer from the second row, getting a good start. Was indeed. We're on board with Benny Stroyer now, having a look. Tim Reeves flew through as well into second place, so Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau following Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement as they lead the pack round here. It was a good start initially for the Gustoil black and yellow outfit of Schlosser, but he got gobbled up into the first turn. 9 right-handers round here, 6 left-handers on this very, very long track. It's, 2.8 miles this track, as through goes Kershaw. Already that's Janusz Remsi and Weschelberger out of it. Unfortunately a mechanical failure for them, but they will be back for sure in race 2 if they get it sorted. Strong winds here when they get out round the back and down that back straight, approaching speeds of 140 miles an hour. The wind can push them across the track. We're on board now with Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement. That young lady having done such a great job in the opening round in Le Mans. And here we are at the Cathedral of Speed in the Netherlands. And she's strutting her stuff here with equal prowess. Packed grandstand on the exit to that chicane, as you might imagine, because that's where all the action takes place, both in the solo races and the sidecars. But we're seeing a good push here from Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau, desperate to climb to the top step of the podium, which they have not achieved in the opening 2 races. Will it be different matter here for Assen? Todd Ellis Emmanuel Clement, remember, just that 4-point gap over Schlosser and Fries, and Schlosser and Fries not in the running at the moment. Here comes Tim Reeves. Tim Reeves, Kevin Rousseau out of the slipstream on the inside, and they are through. So that's Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement relegated to second place. Reevesy leads. Here he goes. Benny Stroyer, Reeves' teammate, well there indeed on the number 21 bike. Benny Stroyer and Kevin Kolsch doing a great job here at Assen. They're on local ground. Well, Benny Stroyer's on local ground. Former world champion, of course, and indeed is the man leading the race. 8 times a world champion, Tim Reeves. 2 titles off that elusive 10 wins by Steve Webster, with a variety of passengers, I have to say. On board with Todd Ellis, looking now at the Bonobo Action Adolf RS chassis, built in Germany. Through on the inside. Todd Ellis then resumes control at the front, so the old firm back in business in 4th place at Schlosser. It looked like Kershaw in 5th, he and Ryan Charwood on the Quattro Plant Yamaha. There's your top 3, 1, 2, 3. Harry Payne is in there as well. We're on board with Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes. Ahead of him, you've got Kershaw, and then it's Vincent Peugeot, is it not? No, it's not. We're on the back of Benny Stroyer. So what we're seeing here is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Harry Payne then, moving one side to the other on the Quattro Plant of Kershaw. Out he goes. Quattro Yamaha relegated. Oh, dear me, what a revelation Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes are. Back from that enormous qualifying crash at Le Mans, where he suffered quite nasty facial injuries, but is now back. They had to go to Switzerland, get parts, rebuild the bike, so they've been on the road for the past week. But race leaders back with the action. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement out there ahead of Tim Reeves. Then it's Benny Stroyer, then it's Schlosser, then it's Harry Payne, then it's the number 29 red and white machine of Kershaw and Charwood. And these 2 outfits having a battle all of their own. Kershaw's going to come back, I think, on Harry Payne, but the Manxman taking all the right lines, keeping the door closed, but the leading quartet of outfits is getting away, and we're with them now. Through the chicane they go. Ellis, Clement. A long way to go in this World Championship. 8 rounds. The next one after this, Spa-Francorchamps, the famous Ardennes Circuit in Belgium, where these crews will be doing it all over again. We've got a strong contingent of French here, going quite well. Paul Église, for example, the number 33 crew. He and Melanie Farnier, another lady passenger, doing a great job. But we're with a lady now on the back of Todd Ellis, and through again goes Tim Reeves, with Todd Ellis just having a look, but Reeves has closed the door, far too wily to leave it open. Benny Stroyer, Kevin Kolsch still there in 3rd. And Ellis has got the speed, Reeves has got the speed, and Reeves has all those years of experience over the 27-year-old. I won't say a novice, because he has grown immensely in 3 very short seasons. A difficult time through the COVID era when racing was curtailed in some parts of the world, the World Championship almost a non-starter. And there Vinet out of it. Claude and Cyril Vinet, the number 9 outfit, they've been doing well. They did well in Le Mans, scored good points. Came here to Assen, quite well placed in the standings, but race 1 is over for the Frenchman here at the Cathedral Speed. On board with Benny Stroyer, Kevin Kolsch on another of the Adolf RS Yamahas, as ridden by the race leader Tim Reeves, who stated on the podium at Le Mans that he would not be contesting any more World Championship rounds after the TT on the basis that he would have to miss Spa because the TT clashes, and of course that is such a huge priority for some of these sidecar drivers. Out to pass Todd Ellis. That's Benny Stroyer then, up to second place. Ellis relegated to third, so the two Bonobo Action bikes are out in front. Reeves leads Stroyer, Ellis in third, and coming is the defending and reigning champion, Markus Schlosser. Here goes Ellis, back on Stroyer. Oh, just the slightest of nudges there, but he's through. He had his nose in front. That unsettled Stroyer because coming as well was Schlosser, who had a lunge. Now he's changed direction, comes through on the other side, up to third then. In one fell swoop, Benny Stroyer has lost 2 positions on the tarmac. These 4 then getting away. It's a 12-wheeler. Following them, a 6-wheeler in the shape of Harry Payne and Steve Kershaw. Kershaw it is. Harry Payne then now in 6th place. Race leader Tim Reeves. Has Todd Ellis got an answer? Well, he's almost alongside, showing his nose to the 8 times champion. But what he wants to be showing is his rear end, for want of a better word. And he's having a look, he's as close as he can be. These are near lap record speeds these guys are going at. Absolutely brilliant here. Here comes Schlosser. Schlosser on Ellis. Schlosser alongside, going for the place. Well, Schlosser then up to second place. They are lapping a tail ender. Reeves then going past. They're going all the way round. That's Philippe Galean, our very, very amiable Frenchman. Lovely, lovely man. And Jean-Philippe Bouchard in the chair with him. On the RCN Kawasaki, the Frenchman, but he's been well and truly passed. Still this battle raging between Kershaw and Harry Payne. Kershaw through again. Mark Wilkes' head almost getting a knock from the wheel arch of Kershaw. But the race going on. Kershaw then well established now in 5th. First, second, third go through the chicane. Where is Benny Stroyer? Dropping off the back now, Benny Stroyer. We're looking at Schlosser. Schlosser on Reeves, assuming the control here. Markus Schlosser defending his title, swoops into an imperious lead here past Tim Reeves and Kevin Rousseau. That will leave Tim Reeves somewhat in the clutches of Todd Ellis, and he's not about to look a gift horse in the mouth, and through he goes. Kershaw indeed up to 4th, Benny Stroyer in 5th ahead of Harry Payne. But now we're looking at 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Tim Reeves then in the final podium spot. And fair play to the others. They fought hard. Tim Reeves assumed control in the opening stages of this race, but then I won't say the old warhorse, but Markus Schlosser has been around a long, long time and takes a checkered flag. Over he goes from Todd Ellis. Tim Reeves it is, Kershaw, and then we'll expect to see Benny Stroyer. Over goes Benny, and then further down the order, Harry Payne. But it's victory for Markus Schlosser. 2nd place for Todd Ellis. 3rd place for Tim Reeves, Kevin Rousseau. There it is confirmed. Kershaw, Charwood, Stroyer, Kolsch, Payne, Wilkes, Lucas Wiesen, Ted Peugeot, Pirard, and Kevin Cable, Charlie Richardson, 10th. Galean there, you saw 1 lap adrift. Vinay Leglise, Ramsey. Another brilliant performance from Markus Schlosser and Marcel Fries. Your timing was perfect. You just followed and made your move.
Yeah, we go in the race and look what's going, and yeah, it's going a little bit every round better and better. And I see that the other guys a little bit slowly, a little bit problem here, there, and yeah, and I see my chance and we go.
I heard there was a bit of pushing. I didn't see it, but there was some contact out there ahead of you.
Yeah, no, we have lucky. That's not the pushing and not the contact. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I hopefully tomorrow is the same, but we will see.
At the end of last season in Estoril, when I spoke to you, you said, maybe I come back, maybe not. But are you glad you did?
Yeah, I come back for Marcus.
Excellent. You two are really, really special. Well done. Great result.
Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Well, after such a blistering opening race, the crowd were full of expectation ahead of race 2, and as the crews came to the line in their normal qualifying positions, of course, it was Todd Ellis who was looking indeed for another victory. Series promoter there, Roger Body, was on the line talking to Markus Schlosser about his success. Those two men raced together back in the day, would you believe? Such is the time that Schlosser has been on the World Sidecar grid. But what could these guys do off the line this time? Well, could Markus Schlosser make a better fist of it? When the lights changed, he did indeed get the clutch home firmly this time and drove hard, but a good start by Kershaw saw him move up through the field into the first bend. Tim Reeves, Kevin Russo had yet another flyer. Todd Ellis was quick out of the trap as well. Benny Stroyer a little bit disenchanted after race 1 with what he thought was unfair riding, but as we saw for ourselves, there wasn't really much going on. But Kershaw looked strong this time, absolutely fed up with being 4th. He was determined to do something about it. Lucas Wiesen started well. He and Thomas Hofer looking resplendent. Harry Payne got a cracker, and the opening lap was very, very close indeed. Todd Ellis moved past Tim Reeves into the lead and assumed control up the front with Kershaw still in 3rd. At this point in the race, Schlosser was down in 5th. Reeves, though, was not having any of it, swung back past Ellis to reassume control. Benny Stroyer was chasing hard, but Ellis really, really wanted victory, as indeed did Schlosser, as indeed did Harry Payne. Everybody out there trying their socks off in the sunshine and the strong wind. Harry Payne, as I said earlier, was something of a revelation. He was very, very strong indeed. Ted Peugeot had a good go at Harry Payne. He was fast. Schlosser moved out alongside Benny Stroyer, and a little bit more contact there, which Benny Stroyer would not have been happy about. He was getting something of a lesson here in racecraft, although with all his experience, you would not have thought he would have needed a lesson. I just felt that the incentive was there for these crews to go at it hammer and tongs, and the 2022 season is proving to be one of the closest we've had for a long time. Ellis was back in front again, passing Reeves. Would he succumb this time? Well, my guess was, and it proved to be right, that he would maximise the opportunity and get out in front and stay there. Next to move up again was Markus Schlosser, looking at the back of Kershaw. In 4th place at this point, having gone past Benny Stroyer again. Such was the battle further down. Stroyer was going hard and moving with Schlosser all the way, the number 21 crew. Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes were very much in touch at this point. Schlosser knew that he had to get past Kershaw the Scotsman, and Ryan Charwood, if he was going to stand any chance of closing down the leading pair, and you could see them that far up the road. Camera angles defy belief sometimes, and it looks an awfully long way ahead that they are, when the reality is, if you get the hammer down, they're not that far. The number 39 crew coming out of the running, Cedric Pierrat, the Belgian, and Arnaud, going strongly actually. They were DNF in the first race, but they were going a lot better in this one. Kershaw, desperate to stay in touch, found himself back in fourth and then suddenly in fifth as Benny Stroyer went through. Not what Kershaw wanted at this point in the race. He had to somehow, somewhere, find something extra. Harry Payne closing on Kershaw. And he would have to maintain that advantage if he could. But Payne went through. Kershaw then finding himself going backwards here after such a strong start, sitting third on the opening lap. The Dow 1886 Yamaha of Harry Payne, very fast indeed, having been in the workshop all week being rebuilt. The battle at the front though, with Ellis and Clement clear now from Tim Reeves, was really giving Reeves now a problem because Schlosser was closing. Here though, we saw Harry Payne and Kershaw still fighting hard with Benny Stroyer just ahead of them. Was there a road through here for Kershaw on Benny Stroyer? Payne was now up to fourth, having gone past Payne. Schlosser right on the back of Reeves, with Ellis now away in the distance, moved into second place in dramatic fashion, and then set after Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement. Tim Reeves, Kevin Russo once again in a 16-point position and third place on the podium, yet to find a victory in 2022. Kershaw, Benny Stroyer still hard at it. Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes ahead of them, and deep into the race now. This was the way it was looking. Benny Stroyer went wide, Kershaw swept through. So this battle raged, and it actually raged all the way to the flag. Benny Stroyer knew he was fast here on local ground, riding with Emmanuel Clement, and no one in sight behind. Such was the lead that Todd Ellis and the young lady had approaching the checkered flag. It was a handsome victory, just what he wanted, and look at the winning margin over the defending champions. Ellis was back in front at the top of the standings, just what they needed. Result then, Ellis, Schlosser, Reeves, you watched that all the way through. Payne, remarkable, through to fourth. Kershaw, Stroyer, Wiesen again, another solid performance ahead of Ted Peugeot. L'Église Farnier, Ramsey Weschelberger at least scored some points this time. Everyone scored points, including Philippe Gallia.
Yeah, it was quite good. We managed to get away. We had a bit of a battle with Tim at the start of the race, but as soon as we got past him, I knew that I could gap him on the older, more worn-out tyres. So, yeah, tried to get a 3-second gap and control it from there.
Yeah, it was a good race, and same like Todd said, we had a little bit fight, and after we tried to make a gap and just to lead the race until the end, and was great win.
Standings then, 4 points the gap. Ellis back on top, Schlosser, Reeves, that's the top three. Kershaw, Wiesen, Payne. Look, there are 6 guys there capable of winning races, 7 maybe. Well, it's bubbly time. Well done, lads. Great result. Onwards and upwards. Well, that's it from us, and the weather's been kind to us. The racing has been absolutely phenomenal. The crowd's now flocking out of the circuit, but what an event, what a venue, and we move on now to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for round 3.